Good evening, my beautiful butterflies and fly guys. Listen, I know you're ready to get into tonight's topic, so without pause, let's get to it. Tonight, I want to discuss a particular topic that I'm sure you have been wondering about just as I have. So without further ado, go ahead and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that He Spoke Fashion is live. And listen, we'll be right back after this. Are you ready, AB? All right, let's get it. Hit it. Yeah, in the building.
He spoke fashion. I'm telling he spoke fashion. So fast. He spoke fashion. I'm telling he spoke.
All right. Again, I thank you for joining us, and I'm glad that you've taken time again out of your busy schedule to have this conversation. And as I shared during my monologue, I want to talk to you about a particular subject matter that I believe we need to discuss before it gets too far out of hand. So I want you to watch this clip, and then I will share my commentary, all right? So we'll be right back after this. We're traveling tonight to the city of Atlanta, Georgia. So let's visit this lovely city tonight of Atlanta, Georgia. And specifically, we're going to zone in into none other than Kandi Burruss. But what you can find in this lovely city, back in the 90s, there were these artists, but specifically Usher was the biggest of them all. That's right. But we have here the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which for the last 14 years, the vast majority of us have visited Atlanta through the lens of this blockbuster TV series. That's right, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't know about you, but I've been a fan of the show since the beginning. Why, you ask? It's the mere fact that these beautiful stars, women like Nene Leakes. I started at the beginning. She was always the one with the most personality and a hint of hood that kept you watching. Then to Cynthia Bailey, who was a former model. But for me, her fashion game never looked the part. To Cherie Whitfield, who was formerly married to the former pro football player Bob Whitfield. Then there was Miss Kenya Moore, who was the beauty queen that we always thought we wanted. But once we got to know her, we did not want to know her. Then there was Miss Portia Williams, who again, a beautiful woman, but nevertheless, not to be outdone by Miss Eva Marcel. Yeah, she was from America's Top Model, but to me, she was never the most fashionable one there. But here is that smart chick, a baddie herself, Miss Phaedra Parks. I enjoyed her as well, but she never quite fit in with everyone else on the show, in my opinion. But tonight, we're going to zone in on Miss Kandi Burruss. That's right, Miss Kandi Burruss. And from the beginning, we knew Kandi because of her former association with the group Escape. That's right. Now, if you remember Escape, it was a sensational female R&B group that we kind of fell in love with. Yes, that's Miss Kandi Burruss. She was the lead singer of the group. Well, co-lead. I don't want to start anything here. Because you know, we found out just recently that Escape is still kicking it. That's right, just kicking it was the tour and that we all found out about and found that if you kick off your shoes and relax your feet, you can party on down to the Escape beat, just kick it. Hey, you remember the song, right? Yes, yes, yes. Hey, I was a fan of the group, so I don't mind the fact that they had the reunion tour. It was great. But from the beginning, we could tell that Nene Leakes was the main attraction. But we saw Kandi keep her paychecks coming by doing just enough to stay on the show. I mean, she's gone from having her baby daddy on the show to an ex-fiance to, in the last few seasons, a wedding and marriage to Todd. Oh, we enjoyed her. And since the other marriages were either failing or in jeopardy of divorce, Kandi and Todd became the go-to couple. Their appeal was simply that they were newlyweds and set a course for their family to chart out, and that kept us interested. But Kandi, being very ambitious in her own right, started many other projects, from Candy-Coated Nights to having children. Coated Nights to having children. To even having a sex toy line. Yes.
Okay!
She kept it busy. All right? But tonight my question centers around Miss Kandi Burruss because I need to know. Because there was a transition. And I need to know if thirst traps are from a married woman. Is this fact? I mean, just look. We have transitioned from her being the everyday single woman to a mom, now to posting photos like this on social media. I mean, come on, Kandi. I thought Kandi was a good Christian woman. Now, I'm not just saying, I think she probably still is. But there has to be a reason. And we aim to find out if thirst traps, not is it acceptable, but is this fashionable? I believe this is an interesting topic because we're seeing this happen not only with Miss Kandi Burruss, but we're seeing this happening with your next door neighbor. That's right, you've seen her photos posted. Yes, and I'm telling you, I want to understand, is this fashionable? Is this something that we consider to be fashionable in year 2022 and beyond? Is this fashionable? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, so you've all watched the video, and I want to know if thirst traps from a married woman, is this fashionable? Is this fashionable? So first of all, let me set this up. I do understand, and I'm making this disclaimer, that women have the prerogative to do exactly what they want. No one is arguing that point. But what is up for question is, should they? Should a married woman post thirst traps? Let's talk about it. Come on, put your comments in the comment section. Should they post thirst traps? What is your opinion about that? Well, there are 3 reasons that I believe most women post provocative photos online, all right? 3 reasons why I believe most women post provocative photos, right? And so reason number 1 that I believe, and it's a very good one, is simply about weight loss. Most women, when they're excited about their accomplishment, and they really should be, they post these provocative photos showing off that weight loss. And I believe it provides them with the right motivation to keep the weight off. Most importantly, this is a key. It shows all those that turned them down when they were of a larger size just what they're missing. That's reason number one. But then reason number two is simply because they're single and they're ready to mingle. And I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't. That a single woman, that's number two, single and looking to mingle. I don't think there's any reason why a single woman shouldn't show off, what makes her. And it's okay to show somewhat more provocative than the norm photos online. Why should they? Why should they not? It shows that they are confident. And normally, I want to share this with you, and all you single women out there, I want to share this with you, that confidence is attractive to men. Now, I said confidence, not conceit or arrogance, but confidence is attractive to men. And listen, there's a thin line between confidence and conceit. Fellas out there, do you agree with me on that? Do you agree that confidence is attractive? I really believe so. And I really recommend that, listen, if you are single, you're listening to my voice, and you're really looking to date, that you use some form of visuals, because as I've said so many times before, men are visual creatures. We say that you don't judge a book by its cover, and that's true. But some of you are covers that will never be read, simply because you don't make the cover as appealing as it really should be, or as you could make it. All right, so that's reason number two, single and looking to mingle. And reason number three, of the three reasons I think that most women post provocative photos, is simply because they have no real sense of fashion or style. So let's be honest here. Most women who have a certain body type will oftentimes lead with that body type, forgetting all about fashion and style. And listen, I was away this weekend and I saw plenty of that. So if a woman has a lot of, say for instance, junk in the trunk, then she's more apt to take far too many booty pics for my taste. But I digress. Hold up, I digress now. I want to get off on that. But those who are into fashion will show it by, of course, being fashionable in front of the camera, which entails dressing with more clothes on than off. And then it takes a lot of creativity, in my opinion, to get the right outfit and the right look. And this isn't done simply by being a label hog either, right? You just can't get labels and put them together and think, oh, that looks fabulous. But this is the reason that I believe you see so many women with the fashion sense of a Neanderthal holding a luxury handbag on IG and thinking that makes them fashionable. Listen, stop it, right? It doesn't. I see we have a comment here. It's easy to dress naked than to, or is it easy? I think that's the question. It's easier to dress naked than to, and I think Lisa's saying here, from these IG models, some of them just believe that, hey, and I agree, there's some truth to that. It doesn't take much to just throw on a t-shirt, or a t-shirt and your panties on. Is that what the songwriter said years ago? You just up there with your t-shirt on, hey. And to some men, that is very attractive, but attractive for the wrong reason. They're not thinking relationship when they see photos like that. They're thinking about something else. And if that's what you want out of it, then do you, boo. But for those of you who want a real relationship, I recommend it. You don't have to do it. This is simply my opinion. I recommend that your photos be more fashionable than not. Okay? More fashionable than not. So listen, just stop it if you just think that just dressing up with some luxury item makes you fashionable. Sure, we're going to acknowledge the Louis Vuitton bag you had, but if the rest of you is not congruent with the Louis Vuitton, then the Louis Vuitton really takes away more so than adds. Just a footnote there. So now that we have covered what I believe to be the reasons why most women post provocative photos, I want to ask you, what are some of the reasons you think that they do that? And more importantly, why do you think married women do that? Why would you say that? Yeah, it's just okay. Let me look at the answers here. All right. Okay, I see we have some chiming in there. I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying. So the question is, why do you think married women do? So first of all, I don't know, and this is just me personally, I don't know any husband who would not say to their wife, if they were doing so, honey, could you just tone it down a bit? But I do realize that there are some women out there that won't listen to their husbands in this case. I do realize that. They will not listen. Who are those women? Those women, in my opinion, are oftentimes women who make more money, bring in more income than their spouses. Yes, some, not all, quote unquote, wear the pants in their home and will not relinquish anything to their husband. You can't tell them what to do or how to do. Now, are you listening, and are you that type of woman? Better yet, can I ask this question? Can a man tell you anything? You see, many times black women are unfairly cast as being too demanding, uncompromising, and difficult to get along with in many cases. And I do believe it to be an unfair assessment for most black women. But there are those cases where this is really the truth. Now, since we all know that Kandi was a millionaire prior to her marriage to Todd, could it be that he has no say-so whatsoever when it comes to what kind of posts Kandi does online? Let's hope not. Because there's one final reason why Kandi and people in her position post thirst traps. And I hope this is the reason. And that is simply with Kandi, and we all know she has a very good business acumen. And it's simply that she's promoting a product, business, or event. Now, that may truly be the reason Kandi is posting. But what is your reason? We sue you. We're watching what you post, Miss Jackson.
Okay!
I hope that your husband is not. All right? Listen. That is all that I have for you tonight. And I hope that you have enjoyed this conversation. Our aim tonight was simple, and that was to use Kandi Burruss as an example of what we are seeing far too often. Married women aren't expected to behave like single ones. I know I personally come from a time where things like this would never come up, because for the most part, if a woman did something like this, it was because the marriage was over. But in our present time, more women have taken this role simply because of fame, profit, or whatever they can get out of it. But my question again is, should they? That is the question, and I hope that you can answer that for yourselves using what I have offered in this discussion tonight. All right? So that's all I have for you. Remember, this is He Spoke Fashion. I'm the host, Daylon Thomas. That's all I have for you tonight. Have a good night, good fashion, and remember, He spoke fashion to you. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again next week. Have a good night. Yeah! In the building!
He spoke fashion. I'm telling he spoke.